Hey! What's going on, YouTube? I got another reaction. It's your man 502 Arion in the building, back with another reaction. And today we're reacting to, if she asks you this one question, always answer no. It's a little scary animation. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe for me. Road to 1,000. And let's get it, man.
What a pleasant way to begin my 3 AM shift at Mercy Hospital. The first thing I did as I sat down was cut my...
So we just gonna get straight to it like this? Not just animation stuff. Stop talking.
...finger. It was a paper cut. And despite working at one of the largest hospitals in the state, I couldn't find a single band-aid laying around. I sucked on my index finger like a vampire while I scrambled my desk for that band-aid.
Oh.
I found one. Purple. I'm a hospital receptionist, and all that means is I greet visitors, make appointments and look nice. Well, as nice as a 30-year-old man who hasn't slept in hours can look. That night, as we call it, it was just me and a few nurses on the floor. Other than that, it was ghost quiet, except for the heavy rain. I sat back on the cheap recliner chair all receptionists get the honour of using. While adjusting my band-aid, I listened to the television mounted on the corner of the ceiling.
This story going fast to the mug. I mean, I respect it though. You getting straight into it, my boy, but slow down. He ain't even took a breath yet.
As it broadcasted a seemingly important message.
Authorities say the woman was last seen on Cedar Avenue.
I looked up to see if the television was showing any images of this strange woman. None. It was yet another crazy person with no name and no face who we were supposed to look out for. Not creepy at all.
Authorities also say the woman was reportedly walking around and asking people very, very bizarre questions.
I focused back on my desk and continued working, but I still listened as the news anchor went on and on. She continued.
The following statement was issued by an unidentified government official.
Listen carefully, folks. Whatever she asks you, answer no. Do not, under any circumstances, answer yes.
Officials won't comment further as to why, citing security clearance.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Shorty bad.
They're asking that you immediately call 911 if you deem anyone suspicious.
I thought that part of the coverage was quite odd, but I wasn't sure anything could scare me anymore. Working here at the hospital, I thought I had seen it all. At the flash of the ruby red ambulance lights, I've seen people come in with severed arms, legs, fingers, people who somehow managed to scoop out their eyes, failed suicide attempts, and much, much more. You get used to it. My head was practically sunk into my desk as I filled out paperwork. That's when I heard something very subtle, initially. I heard it coming from the front doors, the entrance. The automatic doors opened and closed, slamming against each other, and sounding an obnoxiously loud thud each time. The very dim lighting I had to...
Bro, what would y'all do in that situation? Like, you just chilling, you know, doing your work, and then the door just going like that. I'm shaking! Oh my mama, bro.
My desk flickered incessantly.
Not through that door, though.
I called out, seated behind the safety of my desk. Only the whistling wind responded. Hello? I called out again. I felt obligated to check if someone was there, especially since it might have been someone who was
Why would you go check? See, this is the problem, bro. You always gotta go check something. Like, bro, y'all on butt.
Myself,
I mean, I might check though, no cap.
I nearly slipped and cracked my head open as the entrance floor was almost flooded from the rain. I noticed footsteps, wet shoe marks that seemed to come inside the hospital and then back out. I stood near the doors, poking my head outside, and looked.
So you just want to die.
Sounds of sirens and honking cars. The rain poured harder. The peace and quiet was disturbed within moments of me sitting back down. The automatic door started again, opening and closing.
Oh heck no, bro.
Letting in more rain as they did. But this time, I heard gentle footsteps make their way towards me, tapping closer.
Boy, if you don't get your dusty boot out, bruh, nah, bruh, you better get on his head, bruh.
Desk. A woman with drenched black hair approached, wearing a dark brown raincoat and a pair of boots that were too large for her toothpick legs. Her face was inundated with wrinkles and wet makeup. Her black eyeshadow smudged. Despite the heavy rain outside,
I'm socking her! Real talk! She probably didn't look that in real life, though. But if she looked like that in real life, I'm socking her. It ain't no discussion. I'm turning into Chris Brown. 2009.
Her hoodie. Hello, how can I help you, ma'am? She didn't respond. She looked around, scanning and observing an unimpressive hospital. Is there something I can help you with?
You gonna diss the hospital?
Still nothing. We engaged in a brief stare down, which she won. I looked down and pretended to gather important paperwork.
See, look, that's where you died.
Then
you gotta keep staring, my boy.
She responded without talking. She simply nodded and then took a few steps forward.
I know what it is. She's trying to go crazy. I already know what you're trying to do.
Aside, her posture was unnatural.
Muriel?
Okay, for now I need you to sign here, then we'll have to wait a few hours for visiting time to begin, I said, pushing forward a sheet of paper and a pen. She raised her arm to sign and then abruptly stopped. She seemed startled by something on the desk. She looked at me, tilted her head and, with a smile that was as wide as her eyes, said,
"Would you please move that for me?"
I was confused at first, and then she pointed at it with her index finger, as drops of rainwater tapped against my desk while her arm hovered over it.
If he moved that cross, my boy, it's over with. I'm letting you know now, bruh. And I'm socking her. Like, how have you not socked her already? Like, I don't understand this. It should be instinct at this point.
I took the little crucifix we had at the front desk and put it in
oh my god! You just want to die! Like, I don't want... Oh my gosh,
bro. As if she was going to finally sign the paper and then stop before writing anything. She dropped the pen on the ground and stood there again, staring at me. She asked me a question.
"Do you reject the Trinity?"
"I'm sorry," I replied. For a few more uncomfortable moments, the woman stood there like an ancient statue.
This animation go hard, though.
What she meant by the question. "Ma'am, who exactly are you here to see? Family? Friend? What's your relationship with the patient?" Before I could finish talking midway through my question, the woman turned around and walked out the door, still smiling and her eyes as wide as I'd ever seen on a person. I went back to work and tried to move
she ain't do nothing.
Her creepy mannerisms were trapped in my mind throughout the night. At around 4 a.m. I spotted one of the children in our hospital walking down the hall. "Nina, is that you?" I called out. All the kids in the hospital knew me. I was proudly considered one of the cooler employees.
Okay.
I let them break the rules. I brought them snacks upstairs and even told them scary stories, despite their predictable regret later on. The nurses would get angry with me every time I held one of my scary story nights. They always had a bunch of bed sheets to change the next morning. I only did these things for the kids when I wasn't busy, when it was a quiet night, and this was one of those uneventful nights, which of course was a good thing. Anyway,
uneventful
it was very odd to see
nights.
Nina awake at that time, walking down those shadowy halls. She was absolutely terrified of the dark, and yet there she was. "Nina, is that you?" I squinted my eyes as I walked towards her.
"Sorry, Matt.
She began.
I don't want to be there anymore."
She had dragged her blue blanket along with her, which was her way of gesturing to us that she wanted to move to another room. "You have kids bothering you again?" I asked. I took hold of her hand and began walking her back to the elevator.
"Matt, please, don't make me go back up there. I don't like the new nurse."
I stopped walking. "What?" I said, kneeling to Nina's level.
"She keeps asking us the same question over and over. I said no so many times. I keep telling her no, but everyone
You should have
else kept
socked
looking at
her.
and saying yes to her. Please, I don't want to go back up."
Nina's words immediately played flashbacks inside my tired, overworked mind. Something about a strange woman going around and asking even stranger questions. I didn't pay enough attention to that broadcast to notice the woman, but even if I had, I thought she had left the hospital. I ditched the elevator and ran up a flight of daunting stairs, stomping against each
She
step
gonna
with the
leave
force I
little
could
girl
muster.
down there? I
probably
mean, I
woke
guess
up
you
all
ain't
their
enough.
sleeping employees. I was so loud.
Hey, I
opened doors to
respect
the
them, though.
children's room and couldn't believe my eyes. I checked each room, each one on each floor. I woke up my co-worker nurse and asked about the children. She couldn't find them either. We looked everywhere and put the hospital on lockdown. We set off all possible alarms and other emergency procedures. We didn't find them. All that was left behind were their clothes.
Dang, bruh. That's tough. So what I found out, the moral of the story is, if you see something on the news, and if a lady come up here asking you some weird questions and you feel uncomfortable, sock her! Just, you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. I mean, you might get a lawsuit if she didn't mean nothing like that, like she just looked like that. But like, hey, the kids will be safe, but you didn't sock her. But it's alright. But that's it. But that's it for this reaction video. If you haven't already, like, comment what you think about it, subscribe. Road to 1,000 on the way. And if you got any more videos you want me to react to, follow me on Instagram, send it to me. And that's it.